I said 3 out of 5. What, you gonna go 5 out of 5 and humiliate yourself even more? Hey, I'm fine with that. Just don't complain to me when I beat you again. What, you want to start from 0 again? If you say so. Well, if you're so sure of yourself, then why don't you deal out the cards? Maybe you'll have the lucky touch. Or maybe that's why I keep winning. Who knows? Okay. Next round, you handle the cards and we'll see what happens. Or maybe we could up the stakes. I don't know. Whoever loses has to do what the other says. You scared? I can tell you are. You'd be my puppet by the end of it. I'll be holding all the strings. I won't tell you what I'd say unless you agree to it. It won't be fair otherwise. Come on. All you have to say is, I accept the challenge. And if you win, I'll have to do what you say, so it's worth the risk. Hey, it's not my fault if you suck at playing cards. Hold up. Took your sweet time.
Well, while you were playing house, I was containing the dumpster fire.
Stop talking in metaphors and just say it to me straight. Fuck.
I assume you've been keeping up with the news.
Obviously. You were right. It's just been over a week, and everyone who survived the explosion died somehow. Surgery complications, or they died of their injuries. Whatever the public laid up. So, what's the plan now?
Seeing what's inside Pandora's box.
You haven't opened it yet? I thought you would have had a meeting with the execs. They'd need to know about this.
No. There was merit to your decision. You and your damsel are the only ones alive. Both of you saw the man holding this, but they know a great deal more about the customers. Who's been in and out. Whatever attack this was, there wasn't meant to be any survivors. And it wasn't orchestrated by me, so that narrows down the playing field. If there's a rat hiding anywhere, I'd want to know who they are first before I make them squeak. Both of you, come.
You're okay with them looking?
If you think they're valuable, I'd like to see that for myself.
Well?
Be useful.
I got stalker photos of some guy. Looks like he's just going about his life with someone tailing him the whole time. Different dates, places. Oh look, they were nice enough to tell us the exact location. ML.
This is what I'd hoped to avoid.
What?
I don't like to assume. But let's entertain the idea. You described the man as being what?
Afraid? Definitely panicking. And he kept looking at the time.
So, let's say he was definitely waiting for someone to give this information to. Afraid because the contents are revealing, to say the least. Panicking because he wasn't supposed to have it. Because he knew what would happen if word got out.
Okay. What about if it was the place? It's known to be a piece for both gangs.
If a meeting was premeditated, why Brewhouse? Of all places. It could have been a restaurant, a bar, even a hotel lobby. Why carry dangerous information at an establishment that rival gangs are known to want? And not only want, but where there's an unspoken rule of cohabitation.
Oh, what are you getting at?
This information cost lives. And in a way, for good reason. The Pennants have made their grand entrance.
I thought they were in Hanford.
They were, but I was informed they packed up and left. I didn't think they would come up to Stockton. I already have enough to deal with.
So, What, the guy in the cafe was a detective? Or some type of investigator? Yeah, you're right. That's the guy. That's who was in the cafe.
A whistleblower. Maybe.
Or he got blackmailed, considering how scared shitless he was.
I'll find out who this man is. Looks like you have your uses.
Is it that hard to compliment someone?
Your point.
They didn't ask to be in this mess, okay? Cut them some slack, or just don't talk to them.
You're really taking this protective duty seriously.
Because this isn't a joke. They could have died because of this. I could have died.
I'm fully aware of that, Elias. The stakes have always been high, and you're used to the risk. I don't know why you're expecting anything different.
This is different. Nothing this big has happened since Fresno. I might not have been part of everything back then, but I know that explosion was meant to end things.
Elias, come with me for a moment. Excuse us.
Sorry about that.
I'll call a meeting with the holders after I show this to James. In the meantime, stay put. If the rumors are true and the penance are now ran by Morgan, then the Brewhouse was child's play.
I'll do some research into him.
Good. I'll ring you if there are any developments.
Gotcha. This is gonna be crazy. Remember I told you about the Vex? How they're competing to take more of the city? We've been fighting with them for years, to the point where we've got some kind of twisted respect for each other. But a couple of months back, their leader got killed. Oh, it was definitely a hit. I'm more confident in that now because of who decided to show up. It doesn't make sense for us to have done it. Even though we were on opposite sides, there was a truce. Both my dad and Callum, the Vex leader, knew that. Sometimes enemies have to shake hands to keep the peace. But now that Callum is dead with no one to take over, as far as we know, they're gonna start lashing out. Even more so now because of what happened to Brewhouse. I don't know. Something tells me this is way bigger than a gang feud. Even Dad knows it. I can see it on his face. He's not scared, but he's on edge. Oh, we were talking about, it was nothing. Don't worry about it. Family stuff. Yeah, my uncle is part of the Wraiths, too. He's the guy my dad was talking about earlier, James. I don't know how long he's been into this, but he's good at it. As far as I know, he used to be a financial advisor or something. But he's like... You know in The Godfather, there's that one dude who's like a confidant, consigliere something? He's that, to my dad. Basically, he's good at strategy and looking at the bigger picture. From what I've been told, it was him who suggested the truce. At least he can give my dad a second opinion instead of letting him charge into whatever. I definitely need one. I mean, I think I'm good at making hard decisions, but when you're in charge of lives, one mistake could cost hundreds of them. I don't want to see them as pieces on a chessboard, like pawns. I don't want to see myself as the king trying to take someone else out to win. But here I am, doing whatever Daddy Dearest tells me to. I don't have a choice. I've already come to terms with it. He needs me, and I know he does. He just can't say it. Honestly, I think James would do better than me. I don't have that kind of vision to take over a town and run down anyone who tries to do the same. I know. I signed away my life. But if I was out of the gang and not protected, that would be even worse. I weighed the odds, and strangely, I'd stay alive longer being part of the Wraiths, which is really fucked up, but there's nothing I can really do about it. Where? I don't know. I'd probably go travel. See the world. I've never been out of the country, so I'd like to go somewhere completely different, like Bali or Istanbul, or somewhere like Croatia or the Philippines. I'd do everything I could. Try the food, find a local guide to show me the cool places that tourists don't really go to. I want to feel the culture, you know? And I want to be there without having to look over my shoulder every 5 minutes. Gangs are overrated. It'll probably haunt me for the rest of my life, but I don't want to waste the time I have. Which is exactly what I'm doing right now, in this hotel room. Well, at least we've got each other for company, huh? How should we entertain ourselves? I've had enough of kicking your ass at blackjack, and we've watched so much Netflix that my eyes are drying up. You know, you haven't told me much about yourself. Yeah, all I know is that you picked a shitty place to work. Which was not on you. You're just unlucky. Seems to be happening to you lately. No, I get it. You gotta grind as much as you can, no matter what. And that means saying yes to any job that's willing to hire you. Yeah, my first job was, don't laugh, but it was working at McDonald's. You know, fast food workers have to put up with some fucked up shit. I mean, anyone who has to serve someone else needs to let things happen, which I don't like at all. I got fired because I punched the customer in the face after he was shouting at the girl who took his order when she didn't even make it. Someone in the kitchen gave him the wrong fries or some stupid shit like that. Oh, I'd do it again. It was so worth it. He had it coming one way or another. I don't immediately resort to violence. I don't go around looking for trouble just because I'm in a gang, you know? Sometimes people need to be socked in the face to realize what they're doing. That's the way they learn. I've been in my fair share of fights, and I won almost all of them. What about you? Yeah, I can't really see you being the type to brawl in the playground. What about video games? Oh? Now you're speaking my language. What did you go for? Tekken? Soul Blade? Streets of Rage? Wow. Okay. I never would have expected that, but I like being surprised. I can get someone to bring a console for us. Maybe we should go with an Xbox or a PS5 to get all the games. I'm a very important heir, you know? They have to do what I say. I'm glad I'm gonna have more games to kick your ass at. Oh, confident, aren't we? I'll knock some sense into you soon, just wait. You want something to eat, by the way? I can order room service or something. Yeah, sure. Whenever you're ready. I don't mind. Did you move my phone? We can play Halo 2 if you're up for it, and I'll still kick your ass. But we can play co-op too, so don't what? Are you with James? Okay, he has the spare key to my apartment. Get it and pick up my Xbox, the controllers, and the games, and bring it to Warden's main branch. No, that's it. And then give the key back. Cool. Thanks, Mike. Alright, now to play the waiting game. Or what about more cards? Want me to teach you how to play Hail the Jack? It's pretty simple. You just need to keep an eye out on 4 different cards. The Jack, the Queen, the King, and the Aces. When you see a Jack, you have to say, Hail the Jack as quickly as possible. When you see a Queen, you need to bow your head, but be careful how quick you do it. I played with some friends before, and a couple of them have hit their heads on the table, so...